Jersey Post has undergone massive changes in recent years due to falling letter volumes and the online shopping boom. In 2019, we secured a deal with Amazon, and in recent years has followed it up with partnerships with HelloFresh, UPS and DPD. We also deliver the JEP, which is our local newspaper, making us a very diverse company. While these changes have been mainly positive, there have been certain issues in terms of the weight of the parcels, and also the rounds have been condensed, making them quicker. I mean, the posties do have to work faster to complete their duties. I'm Leigh Devine, Branch Secretary for CWU Jersey, and I'll be talking to our members about the day-to-day issues affecting them. When airmail stopped, ferries became Jersey Post's lifeline. But relying on boats means weather delays, limited space and tighter schedules. Every cancelled journey creates backlog, putting pressure on the whole operation. So what do workers on the ground think about the situation?
It was a little bit easier, and I think it was a better service when there was airmail. But I don't think losing the airmail is the only issue. I think the issue is more how the work is processed in the mornings. I think we've taken a back seat to the mail, and it's more to do with parcels now, the job.
I've found there's a lot more large bulk parcels, a lot heavier loads. I can come back a few more times in the day because I get that many big parcels. And yeah, it's definitely taking a lot more time sorting and generally all round in the morning. What
Jersey Post did was they put in more parcel rounds, but in a more compact area. So that enabled us to have a bigger fleet and deliver more items. So that's basically what they did. I think it's the volume. It seems to have more than doubled. The delivery officers are expected to do much more than they had done previously.
Yeah, sometimes we wait for the stuff to be sorted, and it can take. If we could deliver that the next day, I think we would be able to have a more efficient day. You know, maybe get out on delivery earlier, finish on time, and then have the stuff waiting for us. But for one reason or another, that doesn't happen.
We have a night crew that work from 6 till 12. We have a 38-hour agreement, whereas if the posties don't actually work their full hours, they then can come in and cover it. But between the two, if the boats, the trailers don't come in the evenings, they'll come in the mornings and cover it that way.
Heavier parcels, ferry disruptions and a labour shortage on the island. I wanted to chat some of the members on their route to see how they are dealing with it.
The standard day 5 years ago, we only used to get about 70, 80 parcels a day, and then Amazon obviously increased, and now we have about almost 200 parcels every day, and there's a lot of multi-calls, so we go to the same place for the number of parcels in comparison to 5 years ago.
What's the toughest part of your job today?
It's really physical on me. At the end of this round, I have a really steep hill, and it's quite challenging. As you can see in the back, the parcels they've got bigger and heavier over the past 5 years as well. So, you know, that's the hardest part of my day of this round anyway, is the physicality of it.
There's definitely a lot less mail, a lot more packets. Yeah, just like the general job has just completely changed, almost to like half like courier. And
yeah, first and foremost, that deal that Jersey Post struck with Amazon has not only made the whole parcel situation more efficient, you know, with pretty much control getting into the island. Yeah, definitely job security. I mean, it's always a difficult one to enter with posties. You know, you complain when you're too busy, but if you're not busy, you're worried about your job. Sometimes we're so busy, you know, and yeah, you worry that that sometimes the company may have not sort of kept up with it, you know. Yeah, there's obviously a discrepancy in rounds, but equalising rounds is a difficult situation in itself, isn't it? You know, what makes one round bigger than the other, you know? Yeah, sometimes I wonder.
Despite the pressure, postal workers still take the time to check in on the customers, keeping the community together.
So we have a lady who lives just down the road. She's quite old now and she's getting on a bit, and we deliver a paper to her, but we have to check on her, you know, like, because we went in once and she'd left her eggs on the boil and it was all boiling over, and you know, it's had to say, no, look, turn it off, you know. So now every day we go in and we have a chat to her, and we have to, you know. And well done. We don't.
It's all part of the community.
We don't get anything else for it, but.
There was one Saturday, a woman was waiting for a passport. She was waiting to go away, and I was able to find it in a section, and was able to work through a couple of other blokes and get that passport out to her that same day. I showed the Lieutenant Governor around the workplace many years ago now. Ended up on the news and the radio. Just helping people and trying to do a good job, really.
The posties in Jersey Post are considered very important in relation to trust with the public.
If I feel like someone really wants to talk, whether it might be Granny Smith, I'll make that time. I'm lucky enough and young enough, well, and fit enough to be able to make a bit of time up, you know, to walk a bit quicker, maybe have a little jog. So if I do lose time speaking to someone, yeah, but I can imagine that some people must find it very difficult to find the time not to rush.
There's certain people I deliver to, they want to have a chat with you for 20 minutes, you know, and if you've got that 3 times, that's an hour immediately out of your day. And then, so you've got to kind of pick and choose. But yeah, some days you can, but then some other days you can't. But that's, yeah.
Jersey Post is investing in automation and better tech to make deliveries more efficient. But to ensure the success of these plans, it will be also important to address long-term staff retention and well-being, as well as sustainable recruitment strategies.
Camaraderie has changed over time with people coming and going. It's not the job that many people see themselves in for 40, 50 years, so relationships, people have changed. You don't necessarily work with the same group of people all the time. It's much more of a job younger people come and see it as a stopgap job instead of a long-term job. You can still have a laugh, but there's a lot of pressure to get in and out quickly in the mornings, to load your van and get out.
In recent years, some of the things the CWU have negotiated here in Jersey is an allowance on the Saturday to allow us to deliver the Amazon products. We recently had our bonus, which has been a record for recent years, which obviously the CWU played a part in negotiating. And this year we'll be also getting a purchase of leave scheme returning, which will help members for holidays and a better work-life balance. Obviously, we also help out our members in disciplinaries, etc. But the important thing here is, what do CWU members think we should be asking and talking to the business about now?
Basically, just keep doing what they're doing. You know, they fight for what we need and they step in when we need them. And yeah, I've never really been in a position where I've had to use the union, you know, but I've seen other people that do, and it does help them.
To make sure that we aren't doing too much overtime, because quite often we get lapsed rounds and, you know, a lot of absences due to whatever reasons, and making sure that this time of year we do have people to help us with the larger loads and busier rounds particularly. Since I've began, I signed up with the union pretty much straight away, and they've been amazing in securing. I've had illnesses due to obviously picking up heavy boxes, various reasons that I've had to speak to them, and they've always done everything they can to help me and make sure that HR have stepped in. And yeah, it's just nice to know that there's always someone here to look after me.
Look, regardless of changes, postal workers will be the backbone of the community for years to come. The question is how we can maintain our service over the next few years.